In the heart of the Urnarstor star system lies a world like no other. It is a world of expansive deserts, whose harsh terrain succumbs to vast, mighty oceans. A world whose scorching hot days give way to freezing cold nights. A world whose inhabitants prove that fact is often stranger than fiction. A world in which expansion by sentient races threatens the balance of nature. This is New Nevada. In order to survive under the intense rays of New Nevada's sun, adaptation is key. Many terrestrial creatures have adopted a semi-aquatic lifestyle as a means for regulating body temperature. One such creature is the insectopus, which uses its cephalopod-like anatomy to wade into lakes and oceans in search of marine flora. Despite their aquatic appearance, insectopii spend most of their lives on dry land. The feelers on their heads function much like those of insects and allow them to locate and identify edible types of vegetation. Peaceful creatures, the insectopii are happy to share their habitat with the stalked potato. This strange creature, which resembles a potato with a stalk growing from the top, is constantly on the move in search of its favorite meal, pollen. Luckily, there is no shortage of pollen on New Nevada. Much like an octopus, the stalked potato sprays an ink-like substance when frightened. The primary source of nutrition on New Nevada comes in the form of vegetation. For many terrestrial creatures, the echinocactus is a substantial source of calories. Thought to have once been a form of immobile marine flora, the pseudocoral has adapted to live on dry land, where the fruits of the echinocactus are easily accessible. As the pseudocoral feasts on echinocactus, pollen adheres to its body. Because of this, the pseudocoral is a key contributor to the survival of New Nevada's flora. However, the pseudocoral population is in grave danger. Sought after for its bioluminescent blood, the pseudocoral has been hunted to the brink of extinction. In order to combat this, pseudocoral have learned to stand completely still in the presence of sentient lifeforms in the hopes that they will be mistaken for a plant. Another consumer of echinocactus, the two-tailed dragon buzzard can spot rotting fruit left behind by the pseudocoral from up to 1,000 meters in the air. These observant creatures are highly intelligent and are able to avoid airspace that is frequently populated by starships. Much like a snake, the dragon buzzard detects smells with its tongue. It is able to taste the scent of rotting echinocactus on the wind from great distances away. Not every creature on New Nevada subsists on a diet of vegetables. The animushroom, named for its resembling an animated mushroom, is a skittish creature with a diet consisting solely of solid hydrogen. Since it subsists only on minerals, it is thought that the animushroom was once a sedentary plant, but has evolved to possess a basic form of locomotion due to the decrease of hydrogen crystals in its natural habitat. Now it hops along in search of its favorite meal. As temperatures rise and a fierce wind manifests, the deserts of New Nevada are enveloped in a deadly firestorm. Smaller creatures must run for what little shelter can be provided by the sparse foliage. However, Not everyone is so easily dissuaded. While its natural competitors must hide for safety, the elusive and opportunistic dustbat is free to hunt. Using the dust for cover as it dives and glides over the land in search of hydrogen crystals, the beat of its wings dislodges and spreads the pollen that has been clinging to its fur. This process helps plants grow, revitalizing the entire ecosystem. While others are at the mercy of the sporadic firestorms, there are those who have found a way to live comfortably despite New Nevada's chaotic climate. Deep beneath the surface, the thyrea rat has adapted to live most of its life underground. Because of this, the firestorms and fluctuating temperatures of New Nevada are of no concern to it. The thyrea rat surfaces only rarely in order to scrounge for food. Its diet consists entirely of leaves. Curiously, the thyrea rat does not possess a stomach. Because of the unique chemicals found within its body and the nature of its diet, the thyrea rat is able to digest its food without a stomach. Curious in nature, the thyrea rat is perfectly docile and, at times, even friendly. It is, however, easily frightened and will often flee from anything larger than it. With its flat tail and turtle-like shell, the thyrea rat is presumed to have evolved only recently from an aquatic ancestor. Back on the surface, day turns to night. While most seek warmth by burrowing, there is one creature who thrives at this time. The puppet snake. Despite a frightening name and nightmarish appearance, puppet snakes are in fact quite friendly and curious in nature, and can even be hand-fed by passing travelers. The puppet snake feeds on the roots of plants, going so far as to dig them out of the ground. This destructive behavior is balanced by pollination provided by the dust bat. While the puppet snake prefers the cool, nighttime hours, it is able to move about during the day, if necessary, thanks to a special oil it secretes through its skin. This oil not only keeps the puppet snake's skin moist, but is also highly reflective. The oil's reflective nature further mitigates the heat from the sun. Rather than adapt to the turmoil of New Nevada's surface climate, some species never left their ancestral home. Beneath the crashing waves lies an ecosystem, teeming with life, waiting to be discovered. Scuttling along the ocean floor in search of weeds is the amphibious leaf spider. The amphibious leaf spider is capable of sensing magnetic fields. Using this ability, it migrates to the cool northern regions of the planet, where it surfaces to lay its eggs. Using the leaf-like growth on its back, the leaf spider ferries water to its nest to keep the eggs moist. The blue leerfish is a mysterious creature. It is named not for the hue of its scales, but for the abnormal color of its blood. The leerfish possesses a bioluminescent lure not unlike that of an anglerfish. It uses this lure as bait, drawing living sponges toward its awaiting maw. For unknown reasons, the blue lurefish is able to hear sounds on frequencies that are imperceivable to most sentient races. These sounds haunt the lurefish ceaselessly. Perhaps that is why it shares its territory with another species, the spadefish. The spadefish creates a distinct frequency as it propels itself erratically through the water. Perhaps this frequency masks the sounds that haunt the lurefish. Despite its sharp teeth, the spadefish subsists only on moss. Because of this, its relationship with the blue lurefish is mutually beneficial. As sponges detach themselves from submerged rocks, enticed by the lurefish's bioluminescent appendage, the spadefish feasts on moss unperturbed. Once the spadefish migrated constantly in search of warmer currents. However, due to pollution caused by expansion and mining by sentient spacefaring races, the average temperature in New Nevada's oceans is higher than it has ever been. As a result, the spadefish population is booming. As spadefish numbers increase, so too does their consumption of moss. Soon there will not be enough to sustain their population. Within 12 generations, the moss which feeds the spadefish will become extinct. When that happens, if the spadefish cannot adapt quickly, their days will be numbered. With such a populous member of the food chain gone, the entire ecosystem will suffer. When the spadefish dies and decomposes, the nutrients from its body enrich the soil on the sea floor. The minerals in this soil provide sustenance for many creatures. One example is the bug-eye crab. At first glance, the bug-eye crab resembles a horseshoe crab. Upon closer inspection, it appears to have more in common with cephalopods. In order to get from place to place, the bug-eye crab utilizes a method of propulsion similar to that of a jellyfish. If threatened, the bug-eye is able to defend itself using a hidden stinger. The bug-eye crab's diet consists solely of minerals buried in the sea floor. Using an incredible built-in sonar ability, this amazing creature is able to locate its food despite not being able to see it. Our galaxy is vast and filled with mysteries. Its inhabitants prove to us that the answers are not always obvious. Its precipitous landscapes humble us and remind us of how small we truly are. Beyond a sea of stars lies an infinite universe, waiting to be discovered.